All right, Jesse, you're welcome. Like I said earlier, it's a very memorable, meeting for us. It's been so many years. I've lost count because a lot of great things have happened.
Years.
It's been like this for the whole family, right?
Yes.
Thank God. You know, the question I have for you right now is, how best would you describe where your career is right now?
I guess I'm at the stage where, for me, every stage is the same. You're going to deal with the same thing at every stage you are. How to put out the music, when to make the music, what music to put out, you know what I mean? Expanding, you know what I mean? So at every stage I get to, it's still about the same semantics and things, which is trying to restructure Jagz Nation, push the album again, the new projects again, videos, and I mean, probably working with new people in the team, you know what I mean? So it's practically on a bigger and larger scale, probably the same thing you keep doing.
Now, the kind of family you're from, you know, clergy, parents, when music started full-blown to this extent, were they comfortable with, you know, what style of music you picked, and they'd say, okay, you should do...
When you say full-blown, that's...
I mean, at this level, you know, exactly, and say, okay, you should be doing gospel music, or since you started in the choir.
I think we're way past that discussion. I think ultimately parents just want you to succeed. So I guess when the success started coming in, small amounts, it sort of rests any fears, you know what I mean, the parents have, they might be going the wrong way, and see, okay, this is actually, you know what I mean, people can actually make a living out of this, you know what I mean. So right now, no. I think we're way past.
I'm happy you said make a living out of it. So can you recall your first stash and you took a percentage and said, I'm giving this to parents? Can you remember when you make good money and said, okay, this time I'll take out of this and send to...
Probably not. Probably not, because I've been doing music for probably a lot longer than people would, you know, assume. So and I've always given to my folks. So which is wow. That's the first probably earning show we did. I was age 7. Jude and Emma was 10. We were in a gospel band together, but we came first. You know what I mean? So for me, it's been I can't even remember my first show, if you ask me. My first popular show. I probably
wouldn't remember.
What was the
biggest present you can remember
that I've given my folks? No, we've given them a lot of things. We have given them a lot of things. So, definitely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of artists have that time?
Definitely. I think your parents are your parents. That friends, you can argue about friends. Friends come and go and change. I mean, but your family is always there with you. Yeah. So I guess for across the board, for most celebrities or whatever, it should be the same. I think family is always there. You know what I mean? Family always wants to be taken care of. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely.
Now, what has been able to keep you and your brother together? Is it something from the family, or just something you guys decided?
I have friends that are brothers that I've been fighting for, you know what I mean, since they were. I guess for us, it's the way we were brought up, and again, family. It's not like Emma and I don't have our squabbles, you know what I mean. But then, it's family, knowing that okay, this is just a momentary fight, you know what I mean. After that, we move on to other things, you know what I mean, and all that. And I guess, but I guess being brought up a certain way too, does play a big part in it.
Now, when you guys you made up your mind and said, we're going to be in Lagos, we have to be in Lagos, Lagos is the hub.
Yep.
You know, what was in your mind? Did you see the challenges or did you see opportunity?
I mean, it's both. In fact, I think they are one and the same thing. A challenge can be an opportunity, or in fact, an opportunity is a challenge till mentally, you know how to work it, you know what I mean? So, I mean, coming here was very different, you know what I mean? Culturally, socially, language-wise, you know what I mean? So, I mean, we did have a few challenges, definitely, but then the opportunity is there too, which is Lagos over the years has had that culture of entertainment, so the opportunity was there, but I guess they come hand in hand. Challenges create opportunities, you know what I mean? And it's just left to the mindset of the individual and how they see. But definitely, we did have a couple.
Did Lagos, the industry here, open up their arms warmly to embrace you?
Definitely.
Your style.
I must say, Lagos is probably one of the most embracing cities. No matter what style of music you do. You know what I mean. So when we came, they were I mean, we would go to places and rap, and they would be like, "Whoa, where are you guys from?" And and I guess that's how we became what we became. Just Lagos celebrating the fact that, oh, this is great talent. You know what I mean? And it needs to be out there. Yeah, so definitely Lagos is one of probably the most hospitable cities. Yeah, in Nigeria.
And financially rewarding too.
yes, financially rewarding too. Yes, I would
So
say.
if you had to pick where your biggest income comes from,
Okay, you mean Lagos and other cities? Probably Lagos still. Probably.
why? Tell us.
I mean, like I said, Lagos over the years has had the being the first capital, you know what I mean, then having the ports and all, has had a sustainable, what's the word I want to use, business or private, outside of government funding and all, different sectors have been able to, there's Nollywood, and I guess it's the sheer population, so it has to do with population and opportunities, but I mean, over the years, be it what you want to call it, whether we say we have an industry or we don't, there has been an independent, collective effort to grow something out of nothing, and I think that's what makes Lagos stand out from other cities. Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Which would you say is more rewarding for you, or where do you get your best high? Performing artist or producing?
Ultimately, I'll say there's no high like performing. Exactly, just the raw energy of being on stage and the vibe of being there, and performing is the eventual outcome of producing. You know what I mean? So definitely, performing is the eventually eruption of the volcano. Exactly. For me, production is a bit, what's the word, cumbersome for me, tiring. Yeah, because it's very creative, you have to go over this, go over that. I mean, it has its pleasures, you know what I mean, but then also it's the engine room of the music, so it's a bit more tasking than mentally and emotionally. Being on stage is the celebratory part of the music is out, and you know what I mean. So definitely greatest high would be being on stage.
Which you think you're best at, honestly?
Wow, that's a tough question. I think I think I'm equally good. Honestly, I'm being honest. I think I'm as good as a rapper. Probably singing is what I think I probably need to work. I can't say I'm a singer anyway, you know what I mean. But then I think I'm as equally good a performer as I am at making music. Yeah.
Let's look at some of the old days. On the list of some of the people you've worked with, I saw Majek Fashek on the list. Yes. How was that for you? You must have been quite young, right?
I was, that's like 2009. I came, it was actually Loose Cannon song. So when we came, he was in Bachelor Boys, and we came and he was like, yo, we called me everyone, I was like, Jagz, that session I've been telling you about, ready, are you ready? I was like, yo, I was like, okay, cross the road. We were staying at Jimmy's place that time.
Yes.
So I just walked across to the other side of Ulupeju, got in the cab, and Loose Cannon was in front. As I got in the cab, Majek was talking to someone outside, and he just turns, and I literally just ran out of the cab, honestly, because Majek is a legend. Say what you want to say. It was awe-inspiring to see him, and he produced the track himself. You know what I mean, and everything. It was probably one of the higher moments in my, you know what I mean, career. Being in the studio raw. You know what I mean? Nothing attached. Just being in the studio with Majek. It was really.
Your experience. Amazing. How would you best describe your experience? Did you learn from him? What did you get?
I mean, I learned he's a pretty. What's the word I want to put? If you met him in his later years, he's a pretty interesting character to be around, you know what I mean? So I mean, there were things I saw that made me go, I mean, there are things you see in everybody, good and bad, that some stuff corrects you, you know what I mean? And some stuff makes you go, whoa, I need to work on this, I need to work. But I must say, musically, he's still sound, he's still Majek. Yeah, you can't take that away from him.
Now, as a popular figure, you're someone who's notable in the country.
Yep.
Yes, you're notable outside Nigeria, but let's look at your fans who are directly in contact with you. Are there areas in your life you think you need to change or put in check because you're popular? They look up, they get inspired.
Very good question. I mean, definitely, life isn't stages. You know what I mean? Meaning, you're always working to be a better person. However, you need to love who you are at the same time. So which is, I don't beat myself up about stuff I know I can't change now. There's something that says, give me the wisdom, to know what the things I can change, the things I can't, and the difference between the both. Which is there are things, obviously, there are things I want people to change. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I guess for me, it's knowing the difference inside me, knowing okay, oh, there's stuff in a couple of years I know, maybe, you know what I mean, or a couple of months, yeah. Internally, that externally, other people saying they might want it now, or oh, keep that till later, or and I think the key is knowing the difference, knowing, not beating up yourself, yeah, but knowing the difference, what you need to work, and actually actively working.
Do you think a lot of pressure comes from them? Because the truth is, as a public figure, at every platform, from pictures to social media to comments,
and
so do
definitely.
You think they put a lot of pressure?
Definitely does, which is why I'm like, if you see personally, I stay offline. I don't make comments. I don't tweet unless I have something to say. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not looking for anybody's opinion or anything. So yeah, which is, it does. I mean, it does. Like listening to the radio, it will have an effect on you. Yeah, listening too much does have an effect on. Yeah.
And when your private life accidentally gets out there to the press, and they want to judge you for what you're wearing, what you're eating,
trust me. People might say what they want to say.
How do you deal?
It hurts, man.
Okay.
It hurts. Period. Yeah, it hurts people.
What's the most painful one you can imagine, or you can recall? Pardon me.
For me, would be, I don't know, would be probably when my face was really bad. Yeah, and just people being online going, if you want to scratch a recharge card, use Jagz face. And I mean, it's funny, but then at the same time, I want discussions about the music as a person. Yeah, exactly, and things like that. So for a while, especially back then, you know what I mean, like, whoa, I would see it and just go, I want to kill this person, you know what I mean. But then I've not had a lot of my private life out in, you know what I mean, out in public. But
how did you deal with that phase? Because I know a lot of people were on social media, people will talk about
and it's jokes, you know what I mean, you trend, I mean, you look inside, you look inside, stop looking outside. Yeah, so you could be online, but then you mentally train yourself to see what you want to see what you don't want to see. Yeah, it's like, you create a different person and just really toughen up, man, toughen up.
Do you think you owe them an explanation that this is how God created me? Do you think you owe them that?
I mean, you do, but they don't owe you. They don't owe you listening ears. Exactly. So, for me, I cut out the explaining process and just, which is okay. I've heard what you have to say. How do I feel about it? How does that make me feel? And then I act upon it. Yeah.
That phase where there was that slight exit, chocolatecity. It was also a very, how would I say this, interesting time of your life, because we saw you going through a lot of changes, even physically, your style of music. Your videos were saying so much subliminally, physically. Talk to us about that phase in your life.
I mean, definitely, it was a phase, or what's the word, transition period for me, which is I just saw life in a totally different aspect and angle, and I guess he had been building in me over time. The gap between the two albums is 3 years, 2010 to 2013.
Yes.
So, I mean, I guess there was a lot of things I was seeing socially, culturally, you know what I mean? I'm becoming a man too. You just tend to take society a bit more serious, you know what I mean? So I guess all those factors came together to just, which was me towards a person was changing, which is what people, I think, don't get. People probably think it's an act or something. No, me as a person was going through changes too, which is, I'm going to care less about this, focus on this. A lot of what I did was because I wanted people to listen. If you don't like the music, I'm not here for you to like the man, Jesse. If you don't like the music, fine, then we don't have a discussion. But if you like the music, then that's fine with me. And I wanted people to focus on the music, not on I know we live in a, you know what I mean, capitalist society, and but I'm one of those people which is less of, what are you wearing, what do you, and more of how do you make your music, why did you say this, why, you know what I mean. So it's pretty interesting phase for me, I would say.
And are you aware that it cost a major focus on your brand? Because people were wondering what triggered.
Definitely.
Is he going to be
Rastafari,
even your outfit, your performances, you had a lot of bare-chested performances.
Interesting period for me. Which is I don't know. I guess try to be placed in the box. After you do your first album, people want the music to be this way. People want it to. How do I want it to be? You know what I mean? And I guess it was me ultimately trying to free myself artistically. Yeah, which is let's go, no safe lines again. Yeah, let's take away the lines of safety and everybody trying to be safe, you know, and let's make some extreme art and see how the public relates to that. Yeah.
And some of your critics actually noted one of your videos where you were brandishing something very naughty. I remember that. It was something very...
From my mom talking about it.
Aha, so tell us about that. Yes, what did your mom say when she saw the video?
I mean, culturally there would be concern, and I knew it. It's not like I didn't know. It's not like I went into woo and then we woke up and I knew that, oh, do you know what, family wise you're almost going to be ostracized, to put that word.
Underage fans.
You said?
Underage fans are watching too.
Yes. So, but I haven't said anything. Nobody really knows what we're talking about, really. But then it was, what's the word I want to use, if you understand the artistic context, which is why I keep using the word artistically, which is to also say that whatever I was in the video was me. First of all, it's a reggae song. If you understand the roots of where reggae came from and what the Rastafari movement is and what Bob Marley started, and you look at it in that context, and we stop being Africans and trying to be cultural, then I think I'm absolved of whatever it is. Yeah. And if you look at it under the eyes of music, it's not trying to. This is what I think. I think if you do a song that says, "Oh, let's pack up the police," you are being abusive to the culture.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you make art under the eyes of what that culture is, and it is respectful to what the people are and what they believe, I think you're absolved. Yeah.
But what explanation did you have for your mom?
I just laughed about it. I just laughed. I mean, this is like 1 in 1 billion conversations we're going to keep having, you know what I mean? But I mean, I laughed about it. Also, you must understand, she's from a totally different generation, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it doesn't, what's the word, I'm her son, she's my mother.
But would you also say at that phase in your life there was some sort of aggression you had to let out?
Definitely. Even right now, there always has to be some aggression. I don't like when people go, I'm a young Nigerian boy. If you live in Nigeria, you should have some aggressive and channel it right. Yeah, I'm not saying, oh, everyone should get violent. I'm saying part of being young is being aggressive and wanting to take and own, and this is your life, you know what I mean? And I don't say anything wrong. I don't say anything wrong.
Now, do you think that's also a very positive channel instead of just going suicidal? Because a lot of celebrities who are under a lot of pressure.
Which is, you have to find a way. Some people are afraid to do it artistically, but you have to find an outlet, man. You have to find an outlet. Yeah.
Now, another shocking thing that broke records was when you left Chocolate City. You know,
I like when you said that broke records.
They broke records. Everybody got worried and like, he's not just part of the business, he's also family.
Yes.
So what triggered that too?
Business. Like I said, me and my eyes. And again, we have our problems. Yeah, personally. And we've always had our problems personally. You know what I mean? Before we became Chalk Boys, we had problems. Exactly. So for me, it was business, which was, again, I must say, I was making very dangerous art, very provocative, societal art, and for business reasons, I guess the company was not having it. Yeah, so it was an issue of what to do, and I guess what's the word over time now, just say it played out that way. I just left. I didn't tell anyone. I just put it online. I said I've left Chocolate City. I remember Emma even drove that night. It was like, yo, Jagz, what's going? And I said, nah, it's something I have to do. Yeah, nobody's gonna understand it. Nobody. Yeah, we're gonna spend a lot of time going back and forth about what it is legally, and but I guess everything has played out how we should play it out, how it was meant to play out. You know what I mean?
And what happened overnight that brought you back?
Again, it was an overnight thing. From the moment I left, which is probably 2.5 years to getting back, we have had discussions about, okay, how do we fix this, what to fix, when to, you know what I mean, when to announce it, how to announce it. Yeah, so it wasn't an overnight decision. Yeah.
And you came back based on the terms that you will be able to express yourself to a certain level.
Definitely.
So you're someone who doesn't really like to be
to be in the box. Yeah, I don't like when people tell me, oh, you're Jagz, you're a producer, or you're a rapper, or you're doing reggae, or nah. I just know how to make music. I don't like the boxes, man. I don't like boxes.
And I personally have noticed ever since you came back, everything has changed again, from music to your personal style.
Yes,
even the hair.
yes.
So
Even the hair and everything.
which is
People need to understand. Like I am growing. I'm growing too. I'm not the same. I'm not 22 years old. I'm not 23. You know what I mean? So, it's just me. I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I look at myself. I'm like, man, I've had the same hairstyle for 2 years. Time to let it go. I don't think about what the fans are gonna when I do it. And sometimes I guess that's the problem. I don't go like, oh, how are people gonna think about this? How is it gonna affect me? I just go and say, oh, this is how I think I want to look right now. This is how I think I want to dress. I am purposely shifting my style, maybe a bit to the south or to the north or to the east. Yeah, and I just do it. Yeah, and I think.
Now, at that point where fans were beginning to term you as a reggae artist, don't you think you were in some way responsible with the sort of material? Because I know you were very, very clear on the fact that I do hip hop. You were making people understand the album had everything, but it seemed the material we were getting
was very reggae.
So you can't blame them.
However, I must say that's what people. I guess eventually, when you look at my collage of music, when I'm eventually done, you would see that I love to flirt with genres of music. I did, and I guess reggae came at that point because reggae also has a very strong social, cultural, youth message underlining it, which was so. It was a what's the word? It was a decision. However, I'm not a reggae artist. I make conscious music, and I like to play with conscious genres, hip hop, reggae, rock. You know what I mean? But that doesn't make me a reggae artist. Yeah.
Now, that point where Chocolate City, landed like a nuclear weapon in this country or in Lagos in particular. Do you think you guys brought a new movement? The same way Kanye West did something to hip hop music.
Definitely. I think.
So do you think you guys?
Definitely, I think rap was not the same. Rap was never the same the moment Chalk Boys came. Rap changed. Rap did change in Nigeria. We must say that. Yeah, it has changed many times, but when the Chalk Boys came, there was a distinction of consciousness in the rap and wordplay, and which is what I must say.
You guys, was it strategic? Did you plan, this is what sort of influence we're going to have in this genre of music in this country?
No. Things like that you can never plan for. I think they just come from you being unafraid to be outstandingly different, you know what I mean? And the fans and people celebrating and recognizing that. There's a mixture of the two.
I personally also know that a lot of young artists, aspiring entertainers like you, want to work with you. They want to do collaborations or get featured or even have you, produce their works. What does it take to get access to you?
I mean, it's not hard. I'm one of the easiest people to find. However, I'm one of the hardest musicians to get into a zone, to convince me to be on your record or to produce for you. Which is. It's hard enough doing it for me. Producing, writing, you know what I mean. So, also a lot of features probably are not about anything. They're just about, I'm trying to key into this person's market, and for me, music has a higher. So I would probably only do songs that I really liked. You know what I mean. Or maybe the team was like, man, this would be a very, very good business move and Jagz in here. But then I tend to stay away from features and
And do you have a chart or a list on how you charge when you want to work and say, okay, I'm doing this, I'm going to charge you X amount?
No, most of it comes from the team, which is everything is work. There's some songs you hear that man, I need to be on this. There's some you hear that there's nothing that can be done. The only thing an artist like that can take from it will probably be money, because if you did the song, you will be adding promotion, you will be so I mean, it's always a what's the word, between you and your team. You always have to decide, what is the person bringing to the table, what are we letting go, you know that.
So far, can you recall your worst performance ever? Probably wasn't even intentional, but you just got a very negative feedback.
I remember I was in Abuja 2007 or so. I was there with Audu Mekori. Then he was my manager, so we went there together. And after the show, he just told me, Jagz, today was your worst performance. We laughed about it. It really hurt me. But then I knew that that day was horrible. That was it, yeah. There's not a bad performance too that was in Abuja, yeah. Around that same period. At the
Same
Dome.
Abuja.
Yeah, at the Dome. The Dome has, not the Dome, the Yaradua Center that has the dome in it. Has the most, like, has probably the most horrible acoustics. Yeah, so we just couldn't hear. So I was like performing 5 seconds behind the track. Yeah. Funny, it's funny now. Yeah.
How do you live through such experiences?
You suck it up. It's like being in primary school and you forgot your lines during a debate. You suck it up, pretend, smile, crack jokes in your head. Tell yourself, man, yeah, I just enter what I call like a movie zone where I'm like, man, we're gonna have such a big laugh about this later, but there's nothing that can be done sometimes.
Now, at this phase in your life, is it for the financial benefit or just you creating art? What phase are you at right now with your music?
So, one drives the other. I don't make music because of money. Yeah, but if I make good music, I will make money. Exactly. Yeah.
Finally, what are we expecting in the future? Are you looking at doing collaborations with artists outside Nigeria and outside?
Yeah, definitely,
Africa,
definitely.
plans?
I mean, definitely. But then, however, and I must say this categorically, I don't think I would ever pay for a feature myself. If I'm going to do an international feature, it's going to be because I'm respected musically by the artists too. Which I think the problem is a lot of the music is not on that. It's not on that level. So artistically, that's what I'm saying here. Artistically, it has to match. Yeah, artistically, there are artists right now that say, Jagz, let's do something. It wouldn't cross your mind to go, man, there's money involved, or yeah, and it happens everywhere. You know what I mean? So yeah, I guess that's my answer.
Jagz, I had a fantastic time.
Fantastic interview. I
Very
hope we do this more often, though.
No, we have to. Now me and you are in touch.
Yes,
we exchange numbers. We have to be in touch.
possibly.
So when material is out, you
I love the
you did because
questions.
I could
I
tell.
love the questions. I love the questions. You went in hard.
I know you did because I could tell. I could tell.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.